Last time on DragonBall Z.
Idiot mistake number 1! Fight me like a bald man. Power level is over 9 Actually, what is it? Cameo of Dende. And he's hilarious and you will quote everything he says. Love the music. Hey guys, Saxdude26 here, and welcome back to Let's Play DragonBall Z, the Legacy of Goku. Last time, we had a lot of Saiyan and Frieza stuff to deal with. We fought off against Vegeta and Nappa on Earth, had a lot of plot exposition, came to Namek, got a lot of baby trees, and started fighting off against Frieza's forces. Now we're here at Guru's Temple, and we've got a lot of work to do. First thing I'm going to make note of, Frieza's soldiers get stronger the further you go into planet Namek. If you think you can handle them in one area, they are going to be stronger and heavier hitting in the next one. Their appearances will also change, you'll get them in a whole lot more colors, and they're going to be a lot more brutal. Do not assume that because you can handle them in one area that they're going to be a cakewalk in the next one. They will change a lot. So keep an eye on your items and keep an eye on everything you are doing to the best of your ability. Before we go into Guru's Temple, I would strongly suggest you take out every soldier outside. Partly for the grinding, and partly because, as the other Namekian mentioned, there are artifacts all over planet Namek. Because the temple is being invaded by the soldiers, the artifacts have been scattered everywhere, and we need to put them back in the Guru temple room. So before we go in, we need to make sure that none of the artifacts have been scattered outside. This is the part of the game that I know a lot of people get very intimidated by because it's very repetitive, because of all the soldiers, and also because they add in a lot of puzzles. Well, one puzzle, Guru's Temple. It is a maze, and I will tell you in advance, keep a very keen eye on the way that the puzzle works, and getting through it is going to be nice and quick. I do know there are a couple of detour areas where you can find items, but I'm probably just going to focus on going through the temple normally, because as it is, it's mostly just going to be a thing of, here's a room with herbs in it, here's a room with possibly Zenzu beans in it, but I don't feel like we're going to get any more Zenzu beans for the rest of the game, because I mean, Korin's back on Earth, and I think we brought as many with us as we're going to. We're level 15 now. We're doing pretty good. We could be doing better, but we're not doing too bad. Like, we're starting to handle some of these soldiers a bit better, but again, like I said, don't assume that because you can handle them well here, that they're going to be easy in the next area. Some of the ones some of the bear ones take a lot more damage, and some of the lizards are actually a lot more robust as well. Like, that one took 2 hits and he's not dead. There is not necessarily a linear connection between what they look like and how much damage they take. So do not underestimate their capacity to hurt you at any point. Now, you may have seen that red thing up there. That is one of the artifacts we need, but you want to go through every inch of the outside space of the temple before you go after it. Gather every item you can, and make sure you check every crook and nanny. I keep doing that. What? Every nook and cranny for everything that you may or may not need. As this is all going on, of course, we are going through the big problem of where are Gohan, Krillin, and Bulma, and how are they doing in that search for the Dragon Balls, you hear? Because, you know, that's the whole reason we're here. And hey, King Kai, Exposition Monkey, what's happening? Tien, Yamcha, Chatsu, and Piccolo are all up here with me, training them hard and teaching them jokes. If Dragon Ball Z Abridged has taught me anything, it's less of the first one and more of the second one. If Gohan and Krillin can get the Dragon Balls from Frieza and his henchmen, we'll be able to wish Piccolo back to life, which will also bring back the Earth Dragon Balls. So, we make mention of the fact we haven't seen them, but we know the plan. This is the plan that I iterated last time as well, between the hospital trip and getting here. I figured it was a lot better to tell you guys in advance, because just having King Kai explain it, it goes a lot deeper than that. There's motive and reasoning for going here beyond just Dragon Balls are good. It'd be nice if we had another set of those. But yeah, specifically the Namekian Dragon Balls grant you 3 wishes because Porunga, the eternal dragon of planet Namek, is considerably more powerful than Shenron is. So I always found that to be a very nice touch. 2, there we go, that's right, 2 punches now. So, that's what's going on with that. We want to be dealing with you. Punch. Up a little bit more. There's another T-Rex. Level 16. Look at how much our level is climbing. We've already gone up twice since this part started. You're going to find grinding on Planet Namek is actually quite... It's not easy, but it happens very quickly. We can now handle T-Rexes pretty well as well. There's another artifact, the blue one. Now, Senzu Bean! Lovely, there were more. Okay, good. Always good to know. Also, now that our flight meter is filling up a whole lot more, it's becoming way more useful as an ability to have on hand. So, I find using the flight, not only for maneuvering, but also for getting to higher areas and dealing with people in combat, is a very good thing to use it for now that we've got it higher than 20. When it was like at 12, it really wasn't that useful, but now it's a genuinely useful ability. 1 punch. 2 punch. 3 punch. Magical artifact. 4 punch. Okay, we can handle T-Rexes pretty well now. Like, not stellar, but it's a lot quicker now. So the best way to get back down to... Hang on. I did need another herb. The best way to get back down to the entrance of the temple is to fly down the side from memory. Just here. Yeah, there we go. Just gotta find a landing spot, and I'll make sure my herbs are full. They are full. Lovely. Now, going into the temple. First thing I love, the music. The thing I love specifically about Namek is there are about 3 or 4 tracks that play here, and they're all variants on the same melody, which I think is a really nice touch. So the Namekian Temple, Guru's Temple, is probably the most complex and confusing map in the whole game. You go through rooms that show Namekians holding Dragon Balls that have a number of stars on them. For the sake of context, the Dragon Balls in those statues are the size that they are on Namek. They are 4 times bigger than they are on Earth. On Earth they fit in your hand, and on Namek they're the size of a beach ball. So, you'll notice the white teleporter. Touch it, go to the next area. There are tablets on the walls. Give freely to your brothers and honor will be yours. You want to pay attention to the nature of the riddles and passages that are written on them. Not to whether or not they rhyme, but the actual overall purity and morality of the passages. The ones that are more moral are giving you hints towards which teleporter you should take next. The first letter of every passage will hint towards a color of teleporter. For example, the one we just read said, give freely. The give represents green. This one, banished will be he who keeps from his village. That implies B for blue, but the tone of it is very negative. The other thing you're going to notice is that colors won't always match the passages, so we got a rep one there, and we had green and blue mentioned. There was also that hand pointing this way, 2-star Dragon Ball. The hands point out secret passages in walls. This is good for if you're looking for items, but is also really good because we still have 1 artifact we need to get, and I can't remember if it's here. I'm going to heal with a herb first just to make absolutely sure that there isn't another passage here. No? Okay, cool. Because the 3rd artifact is actually hidden in the temple, in the same kind of fashion. If you go the right way, you will find the place you need to go to get it. In fact, I think it's pointing me to it right now with this hand. Possibly. There it is, the green artifact. I have all 3 artifacts, now we just need to find where to place them. Of course, this is Guru's Temple, so I've got a pretty good idea of who we need to take them to. No! No, we need to take them to Guru. But regardless, so we were given banished are those who dishonor the village, and give freely to those who da-da-da-da-da-da. 2 very different tones of message based on the passages that have been written throughout this area. Obviously, giving freely is a much more humble moral to have, and so it lends itself to a more pleasant and ideological message. Let me just make sure there's no other walls here. Yep. So, the next teleporter we want to take is green. I'll be putting the order at the bottom of the screen as we go. So, 3-star Dragon Ball. Now, from memory, I feel like there might actually be a hand that points to another secret passage somewhere. But ooh, come on. Level 17. We're doing really good on leveling. You want to read those passages and just keep at it. We've had a blue and a green already below us, but we want to keep a close eye on everything going on. Once you accept your fate, you will know no bounds. That's a pretty good message just on its own, regardless of moral standing. So yeah, there's a white teleporter. We've just had the once. So, going off the first letter, I would assume the best teleporter to take next is an orange one. There is a hand pointing over there, and that does give us access to another hidey hole, from memory. Just right here. Now, I believe this one leads to some teleporters that go off in a different direction. Or, no, it's actually a shortcut back to the first room where the white teleporter is. There we go. But yeah, we don't need to worry about that. We just need to focus on getting through the temple and getting those artifacts over the Guru statue. Wither under your enemy and your name will be eternally shamed. Yeah, that's not particularly pleasant, so let's take that orange teleporter that's down here. Here we go. And more soldiers. Remember that a scorned youth could be a future enemy. Not particularly positive. Come back here. Now, from memory, taking that red teleporter will actually take you to a separate room that's filled with items and a couple more soldiers. It's good for grinding, but I'm actually going to advise against it because, as it is, if you want to grind, just go back outside. You've got a variety of soldiers everywhere, plus T-Rexes and pterodactyls. There's herbs everywhere, and there are Zenzu beans. You really don't need to explore every nook and cranny of here once you've got the third artifact. Youth will be treated with respect, for they will replenish the planet. That's a good message. So, youth starting with Y, so we want to find a yellow teleporter. Come on. Come on. That's a blue teleporter. That's not what I wanted. So let's not touch that. So we've got to find yellow. Might actually be down here. Oh, there's an arrow. Gotta love the arrow. Going right behind the Namekian statue. Come on. No, 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 no. Herb. Avoiding using Zenzu beans would be a really good idea. Come on. Yep. Shoot at me, why don't you? Yep, shoot at me, why don't you? Good. Now let me just make sure there's nothing else over here I need to be aware of. There was a pointing arrow, that's right. And over here... I can't remember what's over here. There might have been like another... Oh, herbs, boom. Exactly what I wanted. And I was right, there is another Zenzu bean. If you want it, if you need it. But yeah, taking the red teleporter will take you to a separate area, that then goes to another separate area that then takes you back either to this room, or takes you back to the first room. Every wrong teleporter, bar the one that takes you to that secret item area, will take you back to the start of the temple. So avoiding the wrong teleporter at all costs is a good idea. I'll confirm in an annotation if that is actually the red one.
Okay, it's not red then. Let's... Okay, so fun fact, turns out it was the blue one. No!
It's more of the same for the most part. And, you know, Goku's done a wonderful job taking detours where it wasn't really necessary, so I feel like at this point it just goes beyond saying that there's bigger things at stake than, you know, being an idiot. So, let's find another passage and work out what teleport we need. Let's see. Wisdom will always prevail over brutality. That's a pretty good one, but I just want to check what's in here. Yeah, flight charge, and a yellow teleporter. Maybe the yellow teleporter is actually... Okay, again, annotation, clarifying.
One here. Get this guy, use the orange one. Use the orange one. Use the orange one. Back to the start. Okay. I was completely wrong. Green one from there, one of every color. Yellow takes me to here. Okay. It's just the two teleporters. Yellow takes me back to itself.
This is what it looks like. This is what is here. Blah 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 blah. No, it doesn't really matter. We do the temple. We do the puzzles. We get good. Wisdom. Wisdom will prevail. Blind strength will bring darkness to Namek. So we're not taking the blue teleporter. That's for sure. Hello. Hello again. Let's start number 5. Wisdom, so we need the white teleporter. I do need to double check though, because I'm pretty sure there was another path over here that went down. So I'm just going to make absolutely sure that I've covered everywhere. Just because the extra experience, if nothing else, is great. Thank you. And level 18. Fantastic. Red. Okay, good. So we've got a decent coverage of that space. We've got some pretty good levels already. We've gone from level 14 to level 18. We've leveled up 4 times in this part. That's pretty impressive. And I think it really speaks of not only how much more Goku's had to do in this part, but how much more he's had to deal with. Now there are 2 more statues here. We just had the 5-star Dragon Ball. These 2 are the 6 and 7-star from memory, yeah. That's the one thing. Before I get to this part of the game, I always forget that technically the Dragon Balls are in this game, right here. It's a nice touch. Only one teleporter, it's the white one. And here is Super Kabuku. Now, fetch me the bucket!
I had no idea!
Red, I got it eventually. Blue. What was that sound? I think I heard it from coming over the left. Sound coming from the left. And that takes us through to here. That teleporter will take us back to the start of the temple. But I think we're actually pretty done here, which means we've helped revive the temple like the Namekian asked. We've met Super Kami Guru. And how's our inventory doing? We're back to full on everything. That's really good progress. I'm very happy with that. As Goku leaves the temple, he senses a strong presence outside. Could it be Vegeta? Or maybe Frieza? Find out next time on Dragon Ball Z.